Hey guys, Jobus34 back again, and I'm here with the latest, I guess, X Plus / Star Ace review. And this is the 12-inch Polyresin skull crawler figure from, Kong Skull Island. And a little story about this, thank God I'm really happy with the fact that, the companies, whether it was an X Plus decision or whether it was Star Ace decision or what have you, or both, they decided to offer this in one of three ways. You can get it, or I should say one in two ways. You can get this individually, or you can get the 2-pack with him and Kong. Now, for the people that already bought the Kong that kind of goes with this, thank God, luckily they offered, because I already got that Kong and I reviewed it in the past, if you guys know on my channel. I already had the Kong and I wasn't going to double dip and buy the same Kong again for the most part to go with him, but they did offer him by himself. So I was excited. I was like, cool. So I can get the skull crawler and then have it go with the Kong, which I don't have Kong here at the moment, but by the time this video is over, I'm going to have Kong and I'll film them together to show you what they look like if you haven't bought the two together already. I just received this in. I wasn't even aware this was coming. This came straight from Star Ace. I ordered it, back when. And again, I really appreciate the fact that they offered this separately and didn't kind of try to force the hand of people double dipping if you already bought the Kong. So, I will eventually display the two together. Now, I got to be honest with you. I've been reviewing some X Plus figures, maybe not as much as some others that we know of on YouTube and such. But, people that know me know that I do have a collection of this as well as my 1/6 hobby. And I have always loved what X Plus has done. And I always love the work Star Ace has done as a distributor for the American stuff like Kong and so on. Their first two Kong releases were, bar none, incredible. There's a lot of things about this figure I don't like. And I'm going to be straight. Okay, this is probably the first time I'm going to really badmouth an X Plus figure. And it's no knock on Star Ace specifically, because I think Star Ace, for the most part, are acting more as a distributor as opposed to being the creator of it or making the decisions. I'm assuming that's still X Plus. I don't know exactly where the blame lies, but there are jarring things that are kind of wrong with this figure. Now, I will say that overall, it does look cool. The paintwork is nice. It does have a natural paintwork to it. You can see the skin and the texture. There's the eyes, so I'll go over what's good. The teeth and the tongue coming out looks great. I'm sure he's going to look phenomenal once he's with Kong, which I will show at the end of this video, like I said. The tail is cool. It's all there, okay? Here's the two biggest problems. You see this right here? I had to repair that, okay? Because unlike any other X Plus figure that has come before it, this is not vinyl. This is some weird, delicate statue-like texture that is fragile. And if you make one false move, if this thing falls, it's going to shatter. It's going to break. And it came broken in the box. When I opened up the box, it was broke here. Okay, the tail was broken in the box. It comes in this protective foam box, and the tail was right here and broke. So obviously it broke in shipping, okay? And obviously they have to go out of their way to try to protect this thing because this thing is fragile. Now, we all know that in the most part in the X Plus world, with these recreations of whether they're doing new stuff or whether they're recasting from old model kits or whatever, we all know that it's usually soft vinyl. And that's a pretty safe thing to work with. It's very light. It's on your shelf. Odds are that if it falls, there could be damage, but you're pretty confident that they're pretty durable. And you know that if it takes a spill or if it falls or something happens, for the most part, it's going to be okay, or something that's pretty fixable. If this thing falls, you can kiss it goodbye, okay? It's going to break and it's going to shatter like glass, okay? And as you see, now I'm going to do a paint touch-up. I know for the principle I should contact Star Ace and maybe ask for another one and all that, but I'm not going to go through all that. By the time I get it or by the time I go through all that, to me, it's not worth it. I'm going to keep it as is. The glue worked fine. I did some crazy glue. I'm going to paint it and touch it up there because I do that kind of stuff too. And I was able to find another piece to repair here that was off. So for the most part, once I repaint this and touch it up, you probably can't even tell anything happened, okay? And at first I was worried because of the way this sits on the base, it kind of plugs in like with these little metal rods that kind of plug into the base, and I thought it was gonna be too heavy for the glue to even hold it. I thought I'd have to do something even more extreme. However, because the piece here rests on the base as well, it kind of supports it. So I won't have trouble, okay? I think I'll be okay. Now, what else do I don't like about this figure? I'm gonna tell you straight out. It's not sitting right, okay? Now you look here, this tail is way too close to this arm. Now, if you look at the box here and you look at other promotional photos, the arm looks a little higher up. The hand is higher raised from where the tail sits. Here's the tail and here's the hand. But in reality, they're practically on top of each other. And the problem is that it kind of kills the pose, because when you look at it from a distance, it looks like the tail is almost like he's holding his tail. Okay, this arm technically should be a little higher, like that. And that to me would be a much more menacing pose, but you can't do that. These arms come out because they attach by magnets. Okay, again, not really trusting that too much. Okay, so no matter what you do, the arm is always going to settle back into this position. I tried to tweak it. I tried to reposition it. Like, I want it to kind of be more here. I could probably customize it and do that, but then there's going to be a gap. See, where it fits, it wants to settle there, right? So then that's where the hand is going to be. And the tail is here. And no matter what you do, the tail does that. Now, if you try to mess with the tail here, this is where the tail, this is an extension. So this comes out here, okay? So this piece, see? So that when it comes in the box, it comes like that. Now, without the tail, that looks a lot better, right? Because the tail kind of gets in the way of the pose. But when you put this in, okay? Hold on, I'm going to pause it for a second. Okay, there we go. So I got the tail back in. Now, if you notice, okay, it blends in, right? And it does line up, but it's loose. It's loose. It doesn't feel too stable. And I feel like, you know, it should be more about here, but if you let it go, it sags. And it does kind of put a little bit of a gap there. Now, again, it does camouflage. It's not a big complaint, because if you look here, it looks like it blends in. So it's okay. But you can't, there's no wiggle room here. And again, the tail is almost on top of the hand. Like, it doesn't look right to me. And when you have the tail there and you look at it from a distance, okay, moving in the box so you can kind of see better, the tail to me just is in an awkward spot. The tail should be either going in a different direction, or like I said, this arm should have been made like it shows to be higher, like that. But it doesn't. It sits like that. So, again, I'm disappointed. I'll be honest with you. I think overall it's still a cool thing, but if I would have known that it was going to be made like this, and I heard some people worried about it once they found out, and now I understand why they're worried. So be careful. When you get this thing, make sure you open it, make sure you inspect it. If it's something that's fixable and you can live with it, you're like me where, okay, no big deal, fine. But make sure you inspect this thing, because I gotta be honest with you, in this bag, you know, what is this main bag right here, I saw little like paint chips, which probably is from here. And overall, I don't know. Like I said, I hate to be like this because I am mostly a positive guy. You know, I'm very rare have I, bashed things. But this deserves a little scolding. I'm not 100% happy with this. I think overall it looks great. I like the idea, but you know what? This could have very easily been done in vinyl, just like everything else. So it's one solid piece in the sense that it's sturdy, but it's light, and you don't have to worry, okay? This thing doesn't even feel like it comes from the same company or the same collection. It's weird, okay? I don't know what they were thinking with this one. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm not trying to discourage you from getting it. It's still cool, and I'm gonna show Kong next to him in a minute, so you can kind of get an idea of what the display would look like with the two of them together. And I still think it's gonna look awesome on the shelf, but there's some things here I would definitely tweak to improve. That's just the honest. So from a 1 out of a 10, I would score this one maybe about a 6. Okay, guys. All right, guys, I'm back here, so now you could see the two together, and I do have a light shining on it because it's a little darker in my house right now, so you could get some extra light to kind of get a better idea of how they look together. And as you could see, very impressive together. Okay, so again, this is why I did not buy Kong together with this, because I already had this Kong that was also available with this as a 2-pack, right? But like I said, the one good thing that Star Ace did there was that they allowed you to either get both of them or just one of each. You know, if you already had, obviously him, you can get him separately. So, again, I will say that when you see the two together, it definitely makes it more worth it. It's definitely makes it make more sense, I guess you could say. So it looks better. It looks more complete with the two of them together. I'm going to circle around the other side here so you can kind of see from all angles here. Yeah, that's a better lighting right here. So I guess I'll stick to this side so you can see. And, you know, I did it, like I said, I did a review of this Kong and I had nothing but great things to say about this. And like I said, this piece is not bad. The paintwork is nice. The detail is there. It's just, you know, it's fragile. Again, I'm not sure why they didn't just make it like him as far as just being that typical vinyl material. So, not sure. But I will say that I am happier once seeing them together. Okay, it is definitely a companion piece, and it definitely complements Kong, if nothing else. So I do like it, and I will say that my bitching of it is a little less now that, you know, I see the two standing next to each other. So, and as you can see here, you can't even see where the thing was broken. I did a little touch-up paint, and you literally cannot see where the crack was. So we'll just let that lie there, and I'm not going to worry about it any further. So I do paint customs, you know, I do 1/6 figures and stuff as well, and I do have a good talent for blending paint in and mix and repairing things that were damaged. I've done that for many people as a little side job, a little commission, and really it just took me about not even a minute to fix that. So you can't even see where the crack is. And I also say that I lined it up pretty well. So I was thinking with my complaint earlier in the video about how the tail was too close to the hand. And I'm thinking, well, maybe because the tail, you know, over here was damaged, maybe the, you know, the direction of the tail was altered a bit. Maybe it's not supposed to sit like this. But no, I mean, as you could see, I repaired it exactly the way it's supposed to sit. Like I said, you can't, it's so seamless right now, you can't even tell where the crack was. And this is where it is. So again, that's another beef of mine. I just wish I would be able to do that, you know, and maybe I can, you know, alter that at some point and glue it, you know, maybe in this position so it stays like that. I think that would be a much more intimidating pose, so the hand is kind of like separated a little more from the tail. But again, pet peeve, and it is cool with Kong, I will say that. But, you know, again, why polyresin? That's just something that escapes me. I don't know why X Plus does, and I really hope they don't continue making characters in this line or this scale with this material. I really just hope they stick primarily with the vinyl, the soft vinyl stuff, and just leave it there. You know, because I don't know. It's a lot safer, lighter, and to me, it just makes more sense all around. But again, for what this is, it is a nice piece. Like I said, I'm not totally going to trash it. I will raise it to about a 7 now that I kind of futz with it a bit, and seeing him displayed next to Kong does improve the score a bit, okay? So, again, I can't say I can 100% recommend it, but if you are a completionist and you do want to have these two together, you know, then this is a must-have then, I guess, in that sense. So take that information for what you will. Thank you, Star Ace, for making it available to us. Thank you, X Plus. Again, I really wish you would redo this in vinyl, but, you know, whatever. Anyway, guys, till next time, JoeBiz34. Peace out.